Welcome to the Community Forum. My name is John Goliatino. I'm your host. This evening, we're changing our gears again, and we're going to be talking about social service agencies. A particular one is close and dear to my heart, Danbury Youth Services, which I'm connected as board chair. That's in full disclosure. With me this evening is Julie Schmitter. She's the assistant director of the agency, and I want to welcome you to the show.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Julie, before we go forward, let's give it a little bit of background on what got you to your current position, your educational background, a little bit about your family maybe, and your previous employment, and then...
Okay. Well, I have my master's in public administration with a concentration in city government and nonprofit organizations. Prior to coming to Danbury Youth Services, I was the assistant city manager at the city of Rye in Rye, New York. We came to Danbury about 7 years ago, and I have two wonderful kids and a wonderful husband, and we've enjoyed living in Danbury, and I've enjoyed very much working for Danbury Youth Services.
Very good. Okay, and how long have you been at your current position, or did you?
Well, I started with Danbury Youth Services as the planner.
The planner.
So I prepared and developed all the grant applications, as well as publishing the agency newsletter and the annual report, and working with the executive director. And I've been the assistant executive director now, going on 2 years. So. Okay.
Now, what are some of the things that have been going on? In no special order, I guess. We've had the, I would say, the building program, because we got the bond grant, right? When you say that, we started with that first. So maybe you want to talk a little bit about the...
Okay. Yeah. The State Bond Grant Commission, through the Department of Social Services, provided us with a $182,000 renovation grant for our 91 West Street facility in Danbury on West Street. So
it's like a 100-year-old house, right? Approximately.
It's about 100 years old. It does need a lot of work. A new roof, new paving in the back for overflow parking. A new porch on the front is going to be totally renovated, and then we're doing some renovations inside the facility as well with some of the office space. So it's been a long process. There's a lot of paperwork that needs to be filled out for a state bond grant application. So we're kind of nearing the end.
So you do the paperwork. Then you send it up. Then they revise the paperwork. Then you send it up again. They make you work for the money, basically.
Definitely.
And that's before you do the work.
Definitely. So we have to go out for a public bidding process next, and then the money gets funneled down to our agency through the State Department of Social Services. So hopefully by June of 2010 You'll be seeing
we'll be rolling.
Renovations going on at our facility.
Well, we did have one nominal change, and that is we put a new sign.
Yeah.
The kids at was it the high school? One of the programs up there, they came up with the money and helped us with a new sign out front. So the new sign. I think that's the first sign that I can recall. Since the first original sign.
Yes, it's the second sign.
Yeah.
And the GEMS program at Danbury High School actually did a fundraiser to raise money for the new sign.
Right. So that's like the first revision of the original sign.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. So we've got that going on. We've got a number of other little things. I guess tell us about the technology work that's got a technology grant.
We have been getting support from the Missouri Memorial Foundation, which has been providing us with funds to help with our technology plan. And our plan works in 2 phases. And the first phase was to update all of our hardware in our agency, which meant giving our employees all new computers and monitors. It's been a long time since our employees have had updated computers. And also we were able to develop a plan as well for 3 years. So now going forward, we have a roadmap to the future in regards to our technology for the agency. And in addition to the hardware, we were able to buy software for the computers as well. So it's going to make our agency run more efficiently and effectively, and we won't have as much issues with, computers breaking down.
And since everything is on computers today, you need to have this stored and you need to have this sent off in a professional manner. It's it's no longer apropos to send things in writing, and you need to have copies anyway, so it's a good way to have retain paperwork and not have the paperwork anymore, even though there's a certain amount of paperwork you have to keep anyway. Then we've got, we're also pursuing a licensure.
Yes.
So you can tell us about the licensure process.
Yes. Danbury Youth Services is going for licensure of its agency through the Department of Children and Families. We do have a clinical program. It's a youth and family counseling program. And a licensure is like an accreditation for our organization. We have to follow rules and regulations, make sure the building's up to code. We have policies and procedures that we have to follow. So it's probably going to be a year process, but the Department of Children and Families is going to be working with us through the whole process. So, it's going to be one of those things that we need to have to give us some of the legitimacy that we need for our program. And
we'll actually be hiring at the end of this process a doctor.
A
psychiatrist, but someone with a professional doctorship as opposed to a psychologist that we had with master's degrees. Right.
Because the youth and family counseling program follows a non-medical approach, but even if we want to get licensure, we have to have a psychiatrist on retainer just in case we have a more difficult case that requires.
So more difficult cases in the past were sent elsewhere.
Right.
Where now we're retaining those, or that's the plan.
That's eventually the goal, but we like to follow the non-medical approach. So, when all possible,
try to treat kids non-medically.
Yes.
Okay. I mentioned a new sign. By the way, the website. We've got a new website. Do you want to give that out at this point?
Sure. Yeah. We have a new website. It's www.danburyyouthservices.org. And
what are some of the things you can do with it?
Well, we have a donation online if you want to give to Danbury Youth Services. We are a nonprofit organization, and we are.
There's information.
Definitely, yes.
Yeah.
There's lots of information about our programs, our staff. There's a video there that shows people actively participating in many of the programs that we run. We have prevention, intervention, and positive youth development programs that Danbury Youth Services operates. So we focus on prevention and building life skills for some of the most at-risk and vulnerable youth in the city of Danbury and the greater Danbury area. So if you go to our website, there's lots of pictures. It's really user-friendly, interactive, and it's impressive. So we're really proud of the website, and it's updated on a continuous basis. So.
Right. And the telephone number, if there's anybody that has questions?
It's 203-748-2936.
Okay. Now, there's another major goings-on, and that is we're involved with a strategic plan, redesign of the way we do things. Mm-hmm. You want to go over some of the key areas that we're covering and maybe give a synopsis, and we can talk about it a little.
Sure. The agency's strategic plan was approved by the Board of Directors in September of 2009, and since then we've been working on developing a sustainability framework for our agency, and we've created a lot of different committees. One of them is the governance committee that looks at our agency bylaws and our personnel policies. We have a program review and evaluation committee that looks at all of our programs, comes up with an evaluation process for our programs to make sure that we're being successful and our programs are showing that our kids are getting better behaviorally, emotionally, and academically. And then we also have a development committee, which is new for Danbury Youth Services, and the development committee has been very active in putting forth a major gifts campaign for the organization, as well as an annual appeal letter. So that goes hand in hand with grant writing and fundraising. Development is very important for our organization in raising our revenue to expand our programs in the community.
And passing to the community what the long-term thinking is, where we're going.
Yeah.
So there's a vision.
Yeah.
Sometimes an organization forgets to project that vision out to the community, and that's the charge of the development.
Definitely.
Now, also another area, governance. You have the nominating process that's also included in that. We've revamped the finance committee. It's beefed it up, so there's quite a few. We've gone we're up to full 5 members on that. We've got a full 21-person board. That's another thing.
We have a very active board.
How many employees are there at Danbury Youth Services, full-time and part-time?
Well, we have 3 full-time employees that work 30 hours or more a week, and then we have another 8 part-time employees who run our after-school programs, our prevention programs, and serve as our counselors in our clinical program as well.
Okay, and you want to sort of cover some of the programs?
Sure.
Yeah.
We have a youth and family counseling program. This is a clinical program, like I had talked to you about earlier. It follows a non-medical approach. We work with the kids using cognitive behavioral therapy. We serve about 140 youth annually. Most of them are from the city of Danbury, but we do service children, youth ages 6 to 21 from the entire greater Danbury area. So that's one of our programs. We also have the Earn a Bike program, which you've been actively involved with. The Earn a Bike program is a program that provides...
We have bikes donated.
Right.
And basically kids that, I'm not sure about how, Tom, program...
We operate workshops 4 to 5 times.
No, but I don't know how he gets the kids.
He gets the kids, he does outreach in the community and at the middle schools, because this program is for middle school aged boys and girls who don't have the means to have bicycles themselves. So volunteers in the community donate their bicycles to the program, and Tom,
then they come in, and Tom supervises them, but they come in and fix up the banged up bicycles pretty much, and redo them, and they paint them or whatever, and then when they're to a certain point, they graduate, right?
Exactly. Yeah. It's a 5-week program. They eventually graduate at the end. They learn about teamwork and working together, self-respect. They also get helmets at the end of the program. They learn about safety. And we just provide a very safe and nurturing environment for these youth to come together and do something that they have. They get to work together as a team, and then they get to take the finished product, which is the bicycle, away. And their parents are at the graduation ceremony with them. So it's a special occasion.
And there's the GALS program, right?
We have the GALS program, which stands for Girls as Leaders. The Girls as Leaders program has been running for 3 consecutive years at Rogers Park Middle School. It's for middle school aged girls. The purpose of the program is to provide a safe and comfortable environment for the girls after school. We provide them with a healthy snack. And we follow a curriculum with the girls. And they learn leadership skills, self-esteem. We talk about communication with the girls, healthy lifestyle skills are taught at the program. The girls actively participate in a community service project at the end of the 30-week program, and they give presentations in front of the mayor at the end of their 30 weeks. So it's a wonderful program, and we're hoping to expand it to Broadview Middle School this coming school year for 2010-11.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Now some of the clinical programs, we didn't mention that we have Joe Arcani as the director of the programs.
Yep.
Could you describe, without getting into names, obviously, maybe some examples of people that have come, through and have graduated, so to speak, or gone through that, and some of the positive things that have come out of that?
Well, we have one young college student, actually he'll be graduating in May, who is our project director for one of our after-school programs. It's the prevention program at Pembroke Elementary School, and he actually went through our Earn a Bike program several years ago.
Well, yeah, I would imagine.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's just great to see this young boy who,
He was there, he was serviced down when he was in the lower grades.
Right, at the middle school.
And now he's in college coming out, and he wants to do that type of work.
Yep, and now he's graduating with a dual degree in social work and in Spanish. So he's been very helpful to our organization in translating, and he's done a wonderful job as the project director of the Target program. The success of the students in his program is just amazing. I mean, their grades, their academic performance, their behaviors in the classroom have gone way up since the program's been implemented. So, and he still remembers, graduating with his bicycle, and his parents couldn't afford at the time when he joined the program a bicycle for him. So that was.
So that's his way of giving back by doing this when he was in college.
Yep.
And coming back here.
Yep, and he was just in Nicaragua doing some work through WestCon, and he was able to help the young kids in the village repair their bicycles as well. And he had mentioned to me that he took away, those skills that he learned in the Earn a Bike program helped him when he was doing his community service project in Central America. So okay. There's a success story for you.
Yeah. Do you have maybe another one that you can...
Sure. We have for the Girls as Leadership program, we had 2 young girls that started with the program in 6th grade, and now they're in high school. And they both have run successfully for student council at Danbury High School. And they also have come back to the Girls as Leaders program to help our project director, Elizabeth Cotter, facilitate some of her sessions. So it just shows how these girls have grown from when they started in the leadership program and where they are now, at Danbury High School, being on student council, volunteering in the community. The program's been successful for them, so that's good.
Why don't we give the website and telephone number again at this point in time?
Okay.
Yeah.
Our website is danburyyouthservices.org, and our phone number is 203-748-2936.
Now, with all of the things, let's change gears a little bit. With all of the tough times that have come to the government too. I mean, there's tough times going on in the community. Because the citizenry is suffering the Great Recession, that the government doesn't have the revenue that they had. The stock market was down, and a number of. What are some of the challenges that have hit social service agencies, and particularly Danbury Youth Services? Is it that much tougher now to get grants? Or is it because we've got a unique service that we have that we've sustained ourselves in, actually probably might be a little better off than some, and as far as being able to get grants, because it's hard work doing so. Something
Sure.
along that line, if you want to share with us in the last roughly 8 minutes, let's say we have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we've suffered like all nonprofits have in regards to our revenues have declined, and we've had to make cutbacks in our staffing mostly, not too much in regards to programming. We obviously fared well, better than some of the other organizations in Danbury Youth Service. In the Danbury area. I would say a lot of the corporate giving programs, we took some major hits from some of our bigger corporate givers.
They were impacted if they are cutting out dividends.
Right, and our donor choice revenues did go down. I would say that we've been able to sustain ourselves fairly well by diversifying our grant writing. We haven't had to cut back in our programming or stop programming. So we had
to clip the staff quite a bit. I think we were like 10 people higher, roughly, part-timers.
Well, what we did was a lot of our staff, some of our staff, not a lot, some of our staff had actually left to pursue other opportunities. They moved on, and we just didn't fill their positions. We didn't get rid of any employees. We just kind of froze our staffing and weren't filling any new positions. But since then, especially this year, we did have a lot of carryover money in programs where we were able to make some additional hires and expand some of our programs with this carryover money from the previous year. And we've done a pretty good job of getting out of any deficit that we were in from prior years. So we are really making an effort this year to look at our finances. We had discussed an operating reserve. Even though we're a nonprofit, we also need to have a safety net when, there's things in the economy go bad.
And there's been some planning training courses that you and the accountant have gone to.
Yes.
What is that, Fairfield County
yes.
Planning?
Fairfield County Community Foundation provides our organization with a lot of funding for many of our after-school programs. They also
have training.
Right. They also provide their organizations with a lot of professional development trainings around branding your agency, grant writing, financials, you name it, they have workshops on a regular basis, so we try.
So that's been helping the grant, because now you might, where you may have done 20 applied for 20 grants, some of the tips you've learned, you're now doing maybe a third more.
Right. Right. And I also have to say that having a development committee is really going to help our organization as well, because sustaining an organization just on grant writing becomes very difficult. And
you need the board to be actively involved, and that brings the board element in there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that revenue that we raise really helps with our facility, maintaining our facility, also providing operating money for the agency just to maintain our, the overhead costs to running our programs. They're significant. So that's really important. The development committee is really, really important, and the fundraising that the board does as well. And we are having a fundraiser. Right.
That would be a good to also mention that. I was going to make the point on the programs. You've also sharpened up and taken a look at how our programs are running and refined them a little bit, so they're running a little less rich, so to speak.
Yep.
But we do have. The basketball program, you want to talk a little bit about that? And then we've got the breakfast there coming up in June.
We have an upcoming annual benefit basketball tournament on April 30th. It's a Friday. It's at Danbury High School. Tickets are $10. They're on sale at Danbury Youth Services. This year, the basketball tournament will be dedicated to Bobby DiNardo, who passed away last year, and we're just looking forward to having a wonderful celebration in memory of Mr. DiNardo, but also to raise money for our DYS programs.
I want to caution you about the Comcast rules. We can't get too commercial.
Oh.
Okay. And then the breakfast is coming up in the month of June, right?
The breakfast is coming up in June. I believe it's June 29th. It's a Tuesday, and we have it at the Amber Room.
Right.
So that's also going to be...
And that's going to be on the website.
Yes.
And obviously there'll be newspaper articles on that, but that way they have an idea as to when that's coming up. And it's open to the public, right?
Yes.
So the public can attend. And those are two major fundraisers.
Yep.
And hopefully we'll do a little better. We're going to have an ad book, and table sponsors are welcome. So our website and our telephone number once again.
Our website is danburyyouthservices.org, and our phone number is 203-748-2936.
Yeah, we got like a minute and a half left. Maybe you want to do some kind of a summary on anything you want to summarize. Let's put it this way.
Sure. I guess.
Yeah.
I guess I would just mention that the Earn a Bike program is having a fundraiser coming up in June as well through the Hat City Cyclists, and it's a really...
I forgot that one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's another fundraiser that's coming up.
The Hat City Cyclists.
Hat City Cyclists
are doing it for us. Right?
And they support our program, and that's a really important event that's going to help.
And that's going to be our website also?
That will be on our website as well.
And it'll be in the newspaper,
come forward. I guess
if there's anybody out there that wants to volunteer in any way, shape, or form, we've used interns in the past.
Yes, we've used interns. Anyone that needs community service credits, either if you're in high school or college. We have closets that can be cleaned out, books that can be organized, programs that we could use extra assistance with. And I just want to mention that we do have a new bookkeeper at Danbury Youth Services. Her name is Diana Doling, and she's been a great added asset to our organization. So I just wanted to mention her.
Julie, they're waving goodbye to us.
Okay.
That means it's time to go.
Great.
I want to thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you so much.
I want to thank the viewers for tuning in to Community Forum. Tune in next week, same time, same station. We'll have another interesting program. Good night for now, and we'll see you then.